What is up, YouTube? THATSA here, bringing you guys another episode of In a Twinchit. We're going to be playing the second half of the battles I have with the Tryrantrum team I used in the last week's episode. I'm going to be leaving a link to the QR code that I used in that, as well as probably a link to last week's video so you guys can check that out if you haven't already seen it. It was a pretty good video showcasing off Life Orb Tryrantrum. I think I called it Choice Band when I was actually casting it, but I got a ton of backlash from people. It's actually Life Orbed, but it has 4 offensive moves and no protect, so it made me, pretty much treat it like it was a choice band Pokemon, which is why I got the two mixed up in my head. But today, we're going to be talking mostly about like Lickilicky and Celesteela and the other support members of the team, as well as like Houndoom and some other cool stuff. But today's first game is going to be showcasing a little bit of luck, or RNG, and how sometimes that makes games fun to watch, but they're probably not as fun to play. And in doing so, I'm going to direct you guys to the question of the day. Like, what is the unluckiest you've been in Pokemon? Are you a person who's lucky? Are you unlucky? Let me know in the comments below what your unluckiest game has been. Now, this game here is not my unluckiest game. If you guys want, I can tell the story of my unluckiest game, but this is not my unluckiest game, but it is a very unlucky Licky for the first few turns of this game. You can see I'm leading Volbeat and Licky against Aurorus and Togamaru, and I'm like, all I want to do is hammer arm this Aurorus. That's all I want to do. I just want to hammer arm it and make it go away, and it's not going away, and I was getting like flinched, I was paralyzed, and it was all bad. So we're just gonna hop into this game. Hope you guys enjoy it. It is a pretty funny one, and there's also some really cool mons in this game. You see like a regular Ninetales and a Blossom, like a thick Blossom. Like, Blossom's actually so much bulkier than I thought, and I just couldn't believe how big it was, and it makes me really want to use Blossom. Like, I have some really cool Blossom sets I'd like to use in the future. Like, back in the day in like Gen 4 singles, I used to use Blossom. I would run Sleep Powder, Swords Dance, and I would run like Drain Punch and Seed Bomb. Like, think about that Blossom set and just how sick it actually is. So we can see this game. We're getting back into this one. We see Volbeat, Licky versus Aurorus and Togamaru. And so I tried to go for a Tailwind. I was expecting some sort of fake out, but we don't see a fake out, and that's completely fine. But he goes for a Nuzzle, and I'm like, bro, this guy better not paralyze me. Like, I'm doing really good. Hopefully I don't get paralyzed by Nuzzle. Remember, Nuzzle has 100% paralyze effectiveness, and he's going for Ancient Powers, and I'm like, oh no, he's going to spam Ancient Power, he's going to get all these boosts, he's going to paralyze me. Like, I do not want to lose to this. I do not want to get set up on by an Aurorus. You guys have seen in some of my previous videos that Aurorus only needs 1 Ancient Power to just completely control the game. And you guys know I'm about to get paralyzed. So that's 1 paralyzed counter. Let's put that on the counter. And we have to switch out the Houndoom, because what we're doing is we just need 1 turn. And I think I'm just going to fodder the Volbeat. And I don't even want to deal with that Aurorus right now. He's going for Zing Zap now. He goes for a second Ancient Power. We knew that the first Ancient Power didn't KO our Volbeat, so we knew we could switch this in. We get to live for another turn, and of course, paralyzed again. That's 2 on the para counter. So, not my day so far. I get to pop a YOLO Sunny Day. Remember, the main reason why I led Volbeat was because I thought he was going to lead with Aurorus and have, like, the Snow Warning, and I was going to, activate Sunny Day, and he was going to go for Aurora Veil, and it was going to fail, and then, none of that stuff happened. So he's going for his 3rd Ancient Power here. His 3rd one in a row. Remember, there's only a 10% chance to get the boost. And very lucky for me, I guess. This is where my luck's paying off. He doesn't get the boost, and I finally get a chance to attack, and I hit him with the biggest hammer arm you ever see. Now remember, Aurorus is going to be an Ice Rock type, which means he's 4 times weak to fighting attacks, and hammer arm hits like a truck and just deals a massive amount of damage to that guy. So he's going to lose his Aurorus. I lost my Volbeat, but we got our Sunny Day up, and remember, Sunny Day is required for Houndoom to activate its Solar Power ability. So we're going to send out our Houndoom, we're going to Mega Evolve, gain that Solar Power, and I'm in a pretty good spot. He has 2 Pokemon that are heavily super effective weak to fire attacks, and we're about to be popping off a huge Heat Wave. And I just want to showcase this. That Blossom lived this Heat Wave. Now, Heat Wave's the 95 base move. It's a spread move, but it's in the sun. It's stabbed, and it's boosted 1.5 by Solar Power, and a Blossom lived through it, and then Quiver Danced in my face, and I'm like, this must be like a full HP Special D Blossom, because that thing is just way too thick. And luckily for me, we get to use our normal gem and finish it off with a Facade. Otherwise, that guy was gonna pop off. and Tailwind goes off. I'm sure it was probably Chlorophyll too, but like, you know, we had Tailwind, and Houndoom just has a higher base speed than Blossom does. It's obviously it was Chlorophyll because he's pairing it with the Ninetales. So we're gonna come in with a Dark Pulse, and the Dark Pulse does about half to a Ninetales, and Ninetales is actually relatively special bulky. It's deceptively specially bulky because of how easily it goes down to so many physical attacks. I'm sure all you guys have seen Alolan Ninetales throughout the 2017 season go down to like Rock Slides and Steel Attacks and everything. Like, those are all super effective, and Ninetales has a really weak base normal defense stat, but it actually has a pretty respectable specialty stat. So being able to do half with a Dark Pulse just shows that it's not Houndoom that's weak, it's Blossom that's strong. So yeah, really just game showcasing that I was pretty unlucky. I guess I'll take this little time to showcase the unluckiest game I've ever played. So the unluckiest game I ever played, it was the grand finals of a singles tournament in Generation 4. It was the last tournament of Gen 4. It was actually the day Gen 5 came out. It was at, I think it was at like a GameStop. We had like a lot of people, but I managed to get to the finals, and it came down to my full HP Dragonite versus a Choice Scarf Electivire, right? And what happened was, I went for some sort of attack, you know, and we were both full health, right? And I didn't want to like 2 E-speed. I didn't want to just E-speed. I wanted to just like Dragon Dance and do 1 E-speed. So what happened was I went for a Dragon Dance, right? And he Thunder Punches me, right? Because, you know, he's locked in the Thunder Punch from the previous turn, and he paralyzed. And I'm like, it's fine. I'll just use 2 E-speed, or, you know, Dragon Dance E-speed and be fine. Because, like, think about it. Like, oh, and by the way, this is a leftovers Dragonite. Sure, he broke my, actually, he didn't even have multi-scale back then. LOL, Gen 5 was so weird. Or, sorry, Gen 4 was so weird. But, this actually, no, this was still a Gen 4 tournament. This wasn't a Gen 5 tournament. This was Gen 4. Yeah, I have leftovers, and I'm like, alright, well, this is going to take, like, 10 turns of me getting paralyzed for me to lose. And that's exactly what happened. 10 turns of paralyzed, no E-speed, and I lost. So that was the unluckiest game I've ever played, like 10 turns in a row of para. But then, you know, I got over it, but I'm still a little bit salty. So that was game 1. Hopefully, you guys have some pretty good stories for me as well. Leave those in the comments below. We're going to hop into game 2 and check out Celesteela. This Celesteela set is amazing. So we get into game 2 right here. We see Mimikyu. I haven't actually used the Mimikyu yet, and I don't really think I've shown that much of Celesteela. So we got Mimikyu, Lickilicky, Tryrantrum, and Celesteela going up against Sylveon, Decidueye, Megalopunny, and Naganadel. Now, this game's kind of weird. I wouldn't call this the most competitive game, but there's some really cool stuff that happens. We're going to hop right into this one. Hopefully you guys agree. I think this is actually a pretty cool game. So we're going up against Mike TPL and Sylveon, a Pokemon we don't actually see all that often. And I know James Beck uses like Sylveon a lot. He's probably like the Sylveon guy this gen. Each like year there's like a Sylveon guy. I remember in like 2015, like Colin Hare, the Battle Room, he's like the Sylveon guy for like 2015. And then like in 2016, no one was a Sylveon guy because Sylveon was terrible. And in 2017, so you couldn't use, well, Sylveon was just really bad in that gen too. But in 2018, now that it gets its, what is it? It's hidden ability back and hyper voice and all those things, it's pretty good. James Beck uses Sylveon a lot. So first turn of this game, we're just going to be playing it pretty simple. He's going for a Shadow Ball Sylveon, and like Shadow Ball Sylveon, I've never been a big fan of Shadow Ball Sylveon, but I can almost understand it with the use of like a Life Orb Sylveon, or, you know, just using it to be able to break like Aegislashes and stuff, or even just be able to damage them. But we're going to get a Trick Room off here. We're going to be going for the Trick Room variant of this team, because remember, his other mons were like, you know, Lopunny and Naganadel. Sure, he led with 2 slow ones at the start of this game, but, I mean, I'm sure Celesteela is going to get just enough of what it needs to win. So he's going to go for a Shadow Ball here, and he's going for a second Shadow Ball, but the first one broke my disguise, and I think we're going to be okay. So this is where he goes for a Frenzy Plant onto my Celesteela, and this is where I realized that I don't know if this guy's super high ranked. I think this is a ranked game, but I think it's probably in like the 1600s. So we just pop a Destiny Bond here. I know that either he's going to Shadow Ball me with the Sylveon and just loses Sylveon there, and that's totally fine, or he's going to go for like a Frenzy Plant or like a Spirit Shackle with the Decidueye into my Mimikyu slot. And also this turn, believe it or not, I actually use Trick Room just to elongate my use of Destiny Bond. Like I want to like pause it and talk about that. So I'm going to do my best to explain how Destiny Bond works. When you use Destiny Bond, until your character acts again, you pretty much have the effect of Destiny Bond. And they actually patched Destiny Bond in Ultra Sun and Moon to make it so, actually probably just in regular Sun and Moon, to make it so you couldn't just spam Destiny Bond every turn. You used to be able to just spam Destiny Bond and it became like a PP 50-50 guessing game. But now you can just, when you use Destiny Bond, it's going to fail the next turn. But when you use Destiny Bond, until your character acts again, you pretty much have it so if anything KOs you, you're going to KO them back. So what I did with Mimikyu is I used Destiny Bond, and what I did in the next turn, instead of just acting like, instead of just like trying to attack with something, I went for Trick Room, which is going to make me go last, which is going to make me like get like a full extra amount of turn, like technically almost like 2 turns worth of Destiny Bond out of like the effect of the Destiny Bond. So pretty cool like little mechanic there that a lot of people don't really think about. It didn't really matter in this match at all because Decidueye is slower than Mimikyu, but it could have mattered. It could have mattered. It's always the right play to do, I think, if you have like the option to. If you go for the Destiny Bond, you want to get the most out of it as possible. So Decidueye is going to go down to the Destiny Bond. I would have just hit it with a Ghost attack, but this Mimikyu doesn't have any Ghost attacks other than the Destiny Bond. It has like Play Rough and other unique Trick Room stuff like that. So we go for a Heavy Slam on what was Sylveon, as he's going to bring his Sylveon back out, and this Celesteela set, it's about to start cooking. So we're big in Tryrantrum, and remember the big Life Orb hitter from the previous episode. And he's going to go for a Moonblast from Sylveon, and I was really expecting like Hyper Voice or something, but to be honest, Moonblast is actually stronger than Hyper Voice because Hyper Voice is like a spread move and Moonblast is just big single target damage. So Moonblast is actually going to KO our Tyrantrum. Remember, we are a Dragon type, so we do go down to that. We're going to Heavy Slam the Sylveon now, and that whole term is kind of weird. I, for some reason, thought that my Celesteela might be slower than the Sylveon, which is why it looks so weird. Like, it sucks that I totally had to lose my Tyrantrum for free there, but it is what it is. He's going to go for a Fire Blast with this Naganadel, and I was also thinking that what's Naganadel going to do? Like, Fire Blast me? And of course he Fire Blasts me. He doesn't do a ton, but, you know, we're getting kind of low. As Lopunny comes out here, and we're going to bring in the Lickilicky, and at this point, I think I was, like, really debating just going for an Explosion. But, like, what? Because this Celesteela doesn't have Protect. If this Celesteela had Protect, I would have went for sure. Protect, Explosion, easy money, rinse and repeat. But this Celesteela I don't think has it. And so, and I could just go for the Protect. Sorry, I could just go for the Explosion, but what if he Protects? Then I'll just lose all my Pokemon. So we're going to go for a Hammer Arm onto the Lopunny. It deals a good amount of damage, but not enough to get the KO. And we're going to Flame Charge this Naganadel. So Flame Charge Celesteela, and maybe think like, why are you Flame Charging? That's so weird. Why do you even have Flame Charge? But what we're doing is we're going to get a Speed Boost on this Steela, and then we're going to get an Attack Boost on top of that from our Beast Boost ability. So we're going to be off to the races, ready to do that big damage. He's going to go for a high jump kick up into the Lickilicky, but if I'm counting my turns correctly, this is the last turn of Trick Room, right? That's why I Flame Charge. So Dimensions return back to normal. I just got a Speed Boost. We're off to the races. We're good to go. Getting that big Heavy Slam, and we are going to be able to pick this one up. This guy probably thought he was fine. He's like, this is the last turn of Trick Room. I KO the Lickilicky, he KOs my Naganadel, and then I win. But he did not, like, expect that Flame Charge. So maybe our opponent probably thought that, he was unlucky in that game. So I don't know. I just wanted to showcase a couple more games with this team because I felt I didn't really do a good job of showcasing the other mons like the Mimikyu and the Celesteela, and the Celesteela is just so good. So as always, guys, let me know what you guys think about the question today. Let me know how unlucky you are in Pokemon, and let me know what you guys think about this video. If you guys like it, leave a like, and all those other things. I know, I suck at promoting myself when it comes to these things. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that little notification button if you guys like videos like these. I'm trying to do 2 or 3 of these type of videos a week, so hopefully you guys like these. We're moving on to a new team after this video. So this is the last team, or last video I have showcasing this team. The next team is going to be a lot more competitive and just a generally better VGC 2018. I felt that the last 2 episodes of In It to Win have been more like meme teams, but this next one's going to be like a pretty good team. So hopefully you guys are hyped about that, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.